I feel that baking is an art because every step is an artistic process. Just like every stroke makes a difference, every step or every ingredient makes the bread or cake comes out differently. One single bad stroke that I make, it will ruin the entire picture. Similar like bread, if I missed out an ingredient or I put too much or put too little, it will ruin the entire product. When I was very young, like in primary school, I thought it was very magical how something so small can become like double in size in 1 hour's time. I always find baking a very magical thing. How can one simple ingredient end up coming out something so amazing? Normally, you do not find premium Japanese bakery in a hawker center. People would go to buy premium Japanese bread in a shopping mall, but there wasn't any in a hawker center, so that's why we decided to be the first in Singapore.
May I know what's your highest recommendation?
Okay, so these are all Chopins. So this is the original one. If it's your first time trying our Chopins, right, I'll recommend the original Chopin. This is sea salt and French butter, extremely fragrant.
Shio means salt and then pan means bread in Japanese. So they are all salt bread in general.
It's just a very simple bread and yet it's so addictive. I don't think Singaporeans have fully discovered this yet. But I think when they go to places like Korea, Japan, they may have come across it. There are shops where you can find long queues for Chopin.
Back then, when I was in university, I was traveling to Japan and then I came across Chopin and I still remember taste because it was so good. So I decided to create on my own. It took me quite a few months to come up with the recipe. It wasn't very popular in Singapore yet. We are like the first bakery that specialized in Chopin. In total, we have 16 Chopin's flavor, but every day we are selling 6 flavors. Today, we have the original, which is the most popular flavor, the top seller, because it's made with Japanese premium bread flour with French butter. And then we have chicken floss, coffee seed, our mentaiko, and then we have purple sweet potatoes and the chocolate Chopin.
Buttertown has the most number of variety of flavors for their Chopins. They are always posting on their Instagram and it's interesting that their flavors that they come out with are very innovative. It makes me always want to try as well. I think she got the fluffiness right. So this one is soft, fluffy and chewy. Yeah, it's almost like a mochi texture slightly.
There is a mild buttery fragrance that really elevates the Chopin to another level. It's not too salty, just a mild pinch of savoury factor from the sea salt that they sprinkled on top.
Every morning I wake up around 3 a.m. and then I reach here around 4 a.m. I'll start to turn on my oven because this gas oven, it takes longer than usual to get preheated. And then I'll take out my butter so that it will be taut and easy to handle with. Usually we will pre-measure the bread dough the day before so that the next morning I just pour in everything already. So it's much easier with the operations because it's just only me. I have to do everything all by myself. Usually the first batch only like 40 plus only because it is a very small mixer and this is only the mixer that we have. But of course, we were trying to earn more money so that you can buy a bigger mixer so that you can do more.
Morning!
Morning! Okay, so she's my older sister and also my business partner. She mainly focuses on the finance and the marketing, while I mainly do the baking and the production. But it's because there's only 2 of us, so whenever it gets too busy, she'll come and help me as well. My dough is ready, so I'm just gonna make it into the signature teardrop shape and then I'll let it rest for around 10 minutes. So we have to work with this really fast because our butter melts very, very fast. Okay, my Chopins can be rolled out, so we make into this shape and then just take 1 piece of butter. Okay, so 1 tray is done and then we just leave it to cook. So usually it has this golden brown, once the butter has melted and it will crisp up the bottom of the bread. And it's good to go. Okay, 1 down, 24 more to go.
We opened Buttertown in May 2023. My sister and I, we invested about 30,000 from our savings.
We chose Buttertown because our bakes has a lot of butter inside.
Prior to Buttertown, Danielle, she already started home bakery, but it was more to friends and family. I did run a few events with her and she'll bake her goods, we'll go and sell together. But she was doing that part-time when she was schooling. Then after that she went out to work.
I thought that I need some experience in terms of marketing because I do not just want to know how to bake, but I want to learn how to run a business in terms of marketing. So I went to work as a marketing executive, but I was itching to start a business after working for 2 years. And then I decided okay, this is the end of my learning experience. I should start my own business right now.
I've always also wanted to start something interesting, something fun. And then when she brought up that she wanted to bring up the cafe, right, that's where I'll be like, but cafe is a bit difficult because of overheads, because of very high rental. It's going to be very taxing financial-wise and on her as well. So that's why we decided that, hey, why not we start small? Let's try going for a hawker instead.
Also, touch wood, if anything happens, the risk is not too high. The Holland Drive Hawker Centre is ideal for us. Most of the youngsters and office crowds, they do know what is Chopin. I think it will be a lot easier for us to enter the market this way. Secondly is the space. Compared to the other stores, right, this is actually much bigger.
Okay, so initially when we get this store, the NEA told us that we have to get a gas oven because of the power supply that each store has. But then I never used a gas oven before. 1 week before we opened our store, something terrible happened. One week before we opened our stores, we had this big plan to have a big sales online because firstly, we want to promote our first physical store and secondly, we want to get used to the whole baking process. We had 20 over orders that we were very excited about. But then when the oven came in, the technician told us that the gas pipe is not long enough to connect to the oven, so we couldn't turn on the oven at all. Both of us were panicking. How are we supposed to fulfill the customer's order? Because it was quite a big order. We had to pack all our ingredients back to my mom's house. I had to bake overnight, non-stop. And finally, after 12 hours of baking, we finally delivered to all our customers. We were just glad that we can at least fulfill all our orders.
After the oven was connected, we had another issue. This is our first time using a gas oven. We didn't expect the temperature to fluctuate that much as compared to the electric oven. So that's why we had some issues with our first few bakes, whether is it underbake or overbake.
So we had a lot of stress because oh no, we need to open up the store already, but we got not enough Chopin.
Hey, your baby calling you.
The gas oven usually have this issue where it keeps beeping and then she keeps saying, hey, your baby calling you. Then I need to go and adjust.
It gets very annoying, especially when we are really busy.
We tried and error for around 2 months. That's where we finally got the perfect Chopin. It's crispy on the outside and soft in the inside.
During a selection of the hawker stores, we came down to have a survey and we noticed that there's a lot of office crowd over here during lunchtime and they are looking for something more than just breads for lunch. We realized that we needed something to leverage on our lunch crowd.
And that's why we decided to come up with curry. Suddenly I thought of my father-in-law who can cook a very good curry. My father-in-law curry is more like a Nyonya style. A lot of Singaporeans would accept it and they like it as well. After that, I learned from him and then I tweak it into a chicken curry recipe. That's when I taught my sister how to cook it.
Hello. Chicken curry with rice having here takeaway? 这是咖喱鸡面包，这是咖喱鸡饭，两种。
好，给我那个面包。
来，你要拿你的餐具吗？
Okay, thank you.
It's a brilliant pairing. Most of us usually, love our curries with either, rice or bread, usually baguette. But I think the softness of the bread allows it to actually absorb the thick and spicy gravy.
So besides Shio and chicken curry, we also offer sourdough cakes. I know that sourdough discard can be used in pancakes and cookies. Okay, maybe I can try to put it in our cakes. This is my sourdough discard.
So a sourdough discard is where people, after using their active sourdough, there will be the remaining one where it's no longer active. People will normally discard it because I do not want to throw it away. So that's why I add the sourdough discard into my cakes.
Usually, regular sourdough starter is with water and flour. However, mine, I make from apple enzyme water. The apples gives us this sweetness to it. I think I R&D for quite a few months, then we perfect this recipe out already. So far, I think that I'm the only bakery that sells sourdough cakes in Singapore.
Sourdough 有，我们的 sourdough 是在蛋糕里面哦。我搬的，你要一整粒呀？
不是6片。Bakeries and hawker settings is a great way for you to test your products. If you have a unique, innovative product and you don't want to go into a full-fledged bakery yet, maybe you can test it out in a hawker setting.
Yeah, light.
Light brown. It's like reddish.
Sunday is my off day from work, and me and my husband will try to do something more relaxing. And recently we are into drawing.
Oh no, so ugly.
It's okay.
We got married
In 2022,
Yeah.
December. Previously, she was in a more corporate role. Her lifestyle was quite different from now. Last time, during weekends, we tend to go out more to do more active activities. After she started doing hawkering, her hours are longer, and I can see that she's much more physically tired. Weekday nights, I seldom see her when I finish work because my work ends about 9 p.m. Then when I'm back, she's already fast asleep. Yeah.
When I wake up around 3 a.m, he's asleep. Some days we don't really see each other.
Yeah.
Only on like weekends, then we get to see each other more.
How long do you want the bread to be?
5 minutes.
Fine.
180 for 5 minutes.
Okay. Things can get quite stressful for her, especially because baking used to be her hobby, but now it's something that she does for a living. Although it's tough, it's very fulfilling for her.
Let's eat.
Yep. Thank you. This hawkering business has definitely affected our family planning. We are probably going to wait on her to find some stable footing first. Then we will probably decide to have kids in the future.
So right now what I'm doing is chopping onions, toast the red eyes. This one is for the filling found inside mushroom shopan. It's made with shiitake mushrooms. These kind of things like dicing, chopping, a little bit more idiot-proof, then probably I'll be the one doing it. Yeah. When it comes to the baking of cake, there's more precision to it. Danielle probably has more knowledge on it, and I think she would rather do it on her own. We do have our fair share of because it gets very hot and very humid here, sometimes we may show a little bit of frustrations and annoyance. Sometimes we do take a bit on each other. Hey, customer complained that she ordered for 6 but only get 1. How come the difference so big? 5 missing.
I thought you said 1.
It's 6.
I heard it's 1, so I packed 1. Can I pack now?
Yeah, you faster pack now.
But I think end of the day, we will think we did this all because of the business. There was nothing like personal.
Nothing personal.
Hello.
Hi, mommy.
Every Monday after our work at Holland Drive, we will come here to our parents' house to have dinner. Over dinner, I think they overheard it. Then they were like, huh, you want to do hawker? Very tired one.
Of course lah, because they are 大学生嘛. Suddenly become hawker, 哇，做吃的是最累的。因为我跟他讲我要抱孙子哎，对啦，我讲我还没有孙子，你们这样拼，没有孙子抱我。 我讲你们啊几岁了啊？他们讲要成功先，要成功先，成功才说 OK 啊，我给你们啊3年。有了，有东西出来了啦，很多人都讲很好吃，啊。
One garlic cheese, one mentaiko。所以总共是一个香蕉，一个 gula melaka pistachio。
Hi, 一个 original 啊。
Okay, so one garlic cheese, one sweet potato, and one chocolate. One chocolate. Hello.
Sorry, you still have any sopan?
Sorry, so Chopin sold out already. Yeah, so sorry.
Thank you.
We usually sold out by 1 p.m. I think the maximum we can do every day is about 250 Chopins. We only have got one gas oven, a medium-sized mixer, and a few trays. I mean, it sounds good, you know, after 1 p.m. to sold out. Then what if customers are used to it and then they don't want to come at 1 and don't want to come at 2, but I still got bread, then how? We don't want customers that have the kind of mindset. So I told her, hey, I think then we need to quickly, you know, get another space. Going into the business about 3 or 4 months, we realized that we are selling out our Chopins before 1 p.m, which is way earlier than our expected closing time. So that's where we realized that we have to expand to a bigger kitchen where we can produce more bakes. We recce quite a lot of spaces. We like City Hub because the space is definitely much bigger than the current one. It has a small frontage whereby we can sell. Driveway is sheltered, so it's easy for us to do unloading and loading, whether if it's rain or shine. The demographics is perfect, it's working crowd over there. In order to expand, each of us pump in additional 5,000 on top of the profit that we have made from the first 6 months. We felt very nervous and risky. We have additional commitments, a more expensive place, manpower head, and etc.
Okay, so this is our new space. It's not very big, but it's definitely bigger than our Holland Drive unit. It's about 390 square feet. This is our full-time staff, Jonathan. So he has been here with us ever since we expanded. We have a bigger mixer and we also got a proper and bigger puffer. With this new unit, we can definitely increase our production by 3 times. After expanding it to City Hub, we have been receiving quite a bit of breakfast orders. We actually have one that is a really big one, over 400 Chopins, 200 over cakes. It's the first time that we are doing such a huge one. Yeah, actually we're very nervous. Yeah, I think more nervous than excited. So right now it's 11:15 p.m. We have to bake on a Sunday overnight so that they can collect Monday morning at 7 a.m. sharp. I already pre-measured my dry ingredients yesterday, so today I can just pour it over to the mixer and just start doing it. I need to ensure that everything is above standard, nothing is burned or we missed out any ingredients, so I need to be on top condition today.
Today I'm in charge of the banana sourdough cake. I put in the dry.
And then you alternate the wet and the dry.
It's quite a challenging thing for me because I'm not culinary trained, so a little bit nervous.
Right now, it's around 60 pieces and 4 more batches to go, so we need to hurry as time is running. So our dough has fermented well, and then it's time to divide it into individual pieces already. For this, everyone needs to be involved. Right now, we are all dividing the dough into the individual pieces, and because we want it to be exactly the same size, so that's why we have to measure individually. So this will take a long time. Right now, this is about 180, so around 300 more to go because we have around 400 over. So more to go. We want to find the number of Chopins that we already rolled out. Okay, we are progressing, but I'm glad that you don't need a lot of brain to do this because it's like brainless one. So I'm glad that I'm doing this because I don't need to think because I feel like sleeping right now.
I'm okay. Maybe the fatigue will kick in later, but usually I'm a night owl.
Okay, so the first tray is done after like 1 hour 30 minutes of proofing. So 1 down, 17 trays more to go. I think it was about 4 a.m. 3 hours before our delivery, we had a minor hiccup. When we were about to pipe in the fillings of our mushroom butter, we realized that it was not completely taut. It was quite difficult to pipe into our show pan. So I miscalculated the time of the mushroom butter to be completely defrosted. So we had to delay our piping, reshuffle our operations. So a little bit nervous. Can you bring the 3 trays here? Yeah, I'm going to transfer.
There's one more tray up there. Should I continue the cakes first?
It's all here. Right now, we just clean up a little bit. The first few trays are already cooked down, and then we can pipe it in already. After we piped in our mushroom fillings, we will put it in the oven for around 1 to 2 minutes so that the mushroom butter will melt completely inside the bread. And then this is done already, then we will pack it into the boxes. Wow, scared eh?
Hey, slowly, slowly. This is RH. CT, right?
Yeah, then that's A. We have already baked everything and we're packaging. We're just double checking whether the quantity is correct before the driver will collect the breakfast item.
Okay, done. We just want to make sure that our food is something that our customers will keep coming back for.
We hope to be top of the mind when people say Shio pan, and then people say, oh, it's from Buttertown, it's the best. Thank God that we could fulfill the orders before the delivery man came. So all of us were like, wow, Shio.
So what's the first thing you want to do when you get back home?
Shower and sleep.
Usually when I go to hawker centres, I see the older generations setting up stores. So it's very interesting to see young entrepreneurs setting up like Buttertown. It's very brave for Danielle and Serene to want to venture out in a hawker setting.
Running a hawker store is definitely all about perseverance because some days are good, some days are bad. But you just have to believe in yourself, believe in your goods and keep trying, never give up. And even if I fail, I think it's still worthwhile because at the end, when I get older, at least I have something to tell my children.